It's terribly late, and the cost of this is now we're back to about 1,000 deaths per day. I mean, this should have never happened in the United States of America. In Florida, Texas, Mississippi, number of Alabama, they're out of ICUs, and this also affects other people who do not have COVID but who have to be treated in the hospital, who need to be in the ICU. There are simply no beds left. The cost of society is so enormous that it's just crazy. People are still refusing to get vaccinated, and that would, 98% of the cases do not end up in the hospital or death for that matter. So I think the government has to do something, because there's going to be need for these mandates. Otherwise, it will unfortunately get worse. It's really difficult to understand the psychology or sociology of the populations, because on the one hand, we don't want another lockdown, and I don't think any government or anyone wants that, because that has an enormous cost for education, for economy, and so on and so forth. And we have a very, very potent weapon in our hands. I mean, if 80 to 85% of the population were to be vaccinated, we wouldn't have this problem right now. It's difficult to understand. On the one hand, they don't want any lockdowns, they don't want any suffering. On the other hand, these are typically the same people who refuse to wear masks or who get vaccinated. So I think, what the governments have to do, and as you pointed out, the majority of the population wants this too, is to bring restrictions to those who have not been vaccinated, and that they will be restricted from entering crowded areas, closed areas. Either they have to be vaccinated or provide PCR test proof, and enforce in certain areas such as healthcare institutions and so on. I see this as only way out of this, because there's no way a lockdown will prevent the spread of Delta from this point on. Delta variant is much more infectious, and you see that we see that all over the world. For example, in Vietnam, when there were few cases until recently, since the beginning of the pandemic, now there are thousands of cases and hundreds are dying. So clearly, Delta is a game changer, fortunately for the negative. And it's also very unfortunate, because U.S. had vaccines available for months, and because of this anti-vax movements and people refusing to get vaccinated, a significant portion of the population, especially in the South, is exposed to this Delta variant, which is very difficult to escape from.